Okay, here we are talking about solving literal equations. This is questions 8 and 9. These are really, really important questions. You want to make sure you know how to do this. So real quick, same thing since we're solving, I'm going to draw my line through my equal sign because that's going to help me know when to use inverse operations. When I'm looking at this first problem, I'm going to want to isolate my negative 3y, which means I'm going to subtract my 6x from both sides. When I do that, on the left side, my 6x's cancel out, but I am still left with a negative 3y. Make sure you have that negative with your 3y. On the right, my 12 and my negative 6x are not like terms. Since they are not like terms, because they both don't have that x variable, we cannot combine them. Instead, I will write them side by side. And I'm going to go ahead and write my 6x first, my negative 6x first. After that, divide everything by that negative 3. We're dividing by negative 3 because that's what's in front of the y. Everything gets divided. So here my negative 3 is reduced out to a 1, so I have a 1y equals negative 6x divided by negative 3. Okay, if you use your calculator, it's negative 6 divided by negative 3. Which is a positive 2, keep the x. And then 12 divided by negative 3 is a negative 4. Now, you can still check this answer if you wanted to in your calculator. Because when you're solving, we're not changing the value. We're just writing two different equivalent statements. If you want to check this, I will show you real quick. I'm going to go to my home screen. Always say no to save, and I'm going to go to add graphs. I'm going to graphs because we have the x and y variables. Now this, it automatically pops up. That is not anywhere in my problem. So I'm just going to delete it. And when I press that delete, I get a pop-up box. I'm not talking about any of these. So I'm going to go to option 6 for relation. And it tells me I can type if I use x and y, which is what I have on my paper. So I'm going to go ahead and type the original question, 6x minus 3y equals 12, enter. And I get a picture. It doesn't matter what the picture looks like, I just have a picture. To graph my second one, I'm going to press the tab, and now I have y equals 2x minus 4, enter. And when I press enter, I can see my lines are overlapping. I can see it here too, they're overlapping. When they're overlapping, that means these two are equivalent. They have the same values. They have the same values, that means we solve for y correctly. Okay, number 9, same thing, we're solving for y. I see my 4 is the only thing with the y, and so when they're next to each other, it means they're multiplying. So the inverse would be to divide. Everything gets divided by that 4. When we do that, the 4's on the left cancel out, leaving us just with y equals. I have a 5x over 4. I'm not going to reduce that fraction. I'm just going to leave it. And then same with my 7 over 4. I'm just going to leave it. Doesn't divide evenly. I don't want decimals. Leave it there. It's all good. And then same thing. You want to check it. I go back to my home screen. Always say no to save. I go to graphs because I'm talking about x and y. Delete, go to option 6, and then I can type 4y equals 5x plus 7, enter. Get a picture. Tab, y equals, now to get my fraction is control divide. I have 5 over 4x plus control divide 7 over 4. Enter. Once again, my line is overlapping, which means we have solved it correctly. I hope that helps.